welcome back to Open to Truth, a podcast all about exploring big ideas and discovering truth together. My name's Clint.
Hey, I'm Tony. How's it going? Welcome back. I wanted to talk in this episode about, I've been thinking about privacy, especially as it relates to data online and what our rights are to our data. So, was it last year that Netflix doco went pretty viral, The Social Network? Is that what it's called? No, that was the Facebook movie. What was the one? That was all about how addicted we are and
Oh my gosh.
what a problem it is.
Social Dilemma?
The Social Dilemma. Okay. Social Dilemma on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But there might have been another one as well that was focused a lot more on data that was harvested, how that data is used, and especially as it relates to like influencing elections and that sort of thing. But either way, there's a lot of hubbub last year and we didn't really cover it. And you and I have danced around it. I just thought it'd be worth to tease out a couple of questions about this. One is, I guess, what kind of rights do we have to our own data? And then where's the line between, say, what becomes the platform's data and not ours? So let me just spell out what I mean. You use
please.
Facebook, you use Instagram, one of these. And when you sign up for an account, you first of all, you agree to some terms and conditions that you don't read.
Who knows what they are?
You didn't read them. Surely not. Okay.
I think I give a name, email at the start.
Maybe a date of birth or something. You are inputting some info.
Let's say I'm really minimalistic in what I'm giving as little as possible at every turn.
Yep. So it's just name. Maybe you need a phone number and a birthday and an email.
I know that I've made a fake Facebook back in high school. I made a
Have you?
Bilbo Baggins.
I think that's like against it. They don't like that.
Oh, okay.
They really hate fake ones.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah. They'll let you go.
He's been gone by now.
Bilbo Baggins. It's funny. Jono made one that was just a bonsai. Just the picture of it was a bonsai. It's funny. Anyway, okay, so you're giving them some info off the bat, and I don't think anybody's surprised about that or really has an issue with that. Now, what's less clear is who else they might send that info onto. That is pretty opaque. But then there is all kinds of data that they pick up on us as we use these platforms that is not obvious to us at all. So, for example, I think your mind was slightly blown when we looked into like running Facebook ads and stuff, all the different ways that you can target people. You can find your target audiences.
Yeah. It made sense right away. I wasn't like confused about how they got the information. So like that I could target an ad to people that like the show Lost or something. Like, oh, of course you can.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I put it in the movies that I like.
Because they know
what movies
that
you
about
like? Lost and Dumb and Dumber and Armageddon. And so now that's part of their database for advertisers. Oh, of course.
And so from that, they can extrapolate all sorts of things. Like people who like Lost also tend to like this kind of music or something, whatever connections they want to make. That's useful in selling that info to advertisers so that they can target you with ads. So when you do like one of those surveys that gets passed around on Facebook, good chance that data's actually fishing for info that will be used somehow, some way to sell you something in the future. I guess there's...
Can we park there for a moment and like, has anything been violated at that point?
This is what I'm thinking about. I don't think so. I think it's one of these things, you know that meme, you're not wrong, you're just an asshole. I think it's like that, where, okay, I don't think they're doing anything wrong by gathering info on like my behavior. Like they know how long I hover over a post before I scroll forward. What do I click on? How long do I visit websites for? Like all of that.
An amazing amount.
An incredible amount that's getting tracked.
These are data points. They're little values in some spreadsheet, let's say.
Yep.
And then a person had to come along and decide, I want to find these. And then, I don't know how much AI is playing into it, but there's like this second order layer of data that starts to feel like not mine.
Right, I agree.
And it's like
they're building a profile.
It's that thing like people that like Lost and bought a skateboard tend to do this.
Tend to vote this way. Yeah.
And so I think they even probably have some algorithms or programs that just kind of like populate this array of here's some significant things we found. Like maybe anything that yields a 80%
pattern
match
detection and correlation.
Then it pops up on someone's desk. And, oh, that's intriguing, and maybe we can tailor something to that.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's just so far removed from me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my data. Some of my information that I, of my own action, put into the system led to that data collection.
Yep.
But to say like they stole my data or something like
it doesn't feel like that to me. I'm with you, because there's an argument to be made, and this is what. Gosh, I wish I could remember that whichever doco it was that I was watching, but the push was like, we should be able to demand that Facebook shows us the data they have on us. You know, I should be able to see what data do you have on Tony Allen.
Oh.
I have a right to that, and the question is, do I actually have a right to that? Say, here's an example: if Facebook is the town square, the shopping mall, some public social space.
Mm-hmm.
If you go sit in the Medina Square and you pick someone and you just observe them,
wrote it down,
and you start writing notes about their behavior and the way they look, and I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. You can write down whatever you want, whatever you observe about them. Like they are an actor out there in the world doing their thing.
Yep.
And you are just gathering points about these changes you see occurring in the world. It doesn't seem like
I couldn't legally demand him.
Show me your notepad.
Yeah.
Give me that notepad. Show me what you got.
Nope.
Nope. But it does bother me. It bothers me that you've got the notepad.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. This is what I mean by you're not wrong. You may be just an asshole. It's like, look, you haven't done anything wrong, but I do want to know what you've written down. You know, show it to me, mate.
What do you intend to do with this information?
Yeah. No, it's mine. My data. I collected it. Okay, but it was me you were collecting it about. So
what Facebook would say, we want to sell you more things.
And
we're going to sell it to people who also want to sell you things.
Yeah. And if I may.
But I don't want you to sell that. It's not, you don't have a say in that.
Yeah.
Because it's stuff
I came up with the data. I watched you act, and now I'm just telling someone else what I saw. Right? That's what Facebook's doing. Yeah.
I love it. This is great.
It's
Just put it in layman's terms.
Oh, mate, look at what he did. He likes skateboards and Lost. He voted conservative. Use that. Hot tip. So, if I don't know if you've had this experience. A lot of people are really mad, about targeting ads and trying to sell me stuff, and sometimes I find it really helpful. I would rather have targeted ads than random ones. I don't want you to advertise your motorcycle to me because I'm not in the market for one. I'm not going to buy one. I want you to show me the kinds of things.
You probably haven't seen a motorcycle in years.
Not an ad for a motorcycle? No, They don't show up.
Yeah.
They don't show up. So, I'm not that mad about targeted advertising generally. But is there a way this could be... What is the fear? Is there some malicious way that this data can get used to... I think this is the route that these docos were going, is these algorithms are shaping our thoughts in a way and controlling the flow of information. Like, the algorithm is determining what I see, and there can be some weird self-reinforcing feedback loop things that happen where because I lean a certain way, the algorithm shows me more of that, which reinforces the way I'm thinking. And so I just end up in an echo chamber, and maybe the ways that, the kinds of data that's being harvested, that's not obvious or clear. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
That second layer is opaque.
So it's opaque. Yeah. I don't know. It's also opaque how exactly it's being used.
No, I don't know at all.
I don't know who they sold it to. No, I don't know who they sold it to or what ads they're running or what. And I think none of us quite yet know what is the long-term impact of how these kinds of targeted feeds change the way we think over time and change our minds. And that this is sort of an experiment we're all in, and we're going to find out. So where to go from there?
Well, the question is what to do.
What's scary
One,
about it?
I think the thrust of the social dilemma was there was two main takeaways I took from that. One, it was kind of in passing, but I thought it was super interesting. Is what was it? Finding a way to basically tax or place a fee upon different mechanisms that prevent like long-term scrolling. Like the usage of data, it will be taxed. So like if you're going to use the data that you collected to show certain content, that's going to be taxed. That's kind of interesting. So then Facebook doesn't have this unlimited incentive to just show you the perfect thing because it's costing them each time. I don't know, something like that.
Interesting.
It could make the problem worse too. I've read that because there's now a value attached to it, they start to really, really, really hone the algorithm.
Yeah.
So that if we show it to you, it better be worth that darn 3 cents.
Yeah. I'm going to show you the highest.
It becomes even more engaging.
Click through. Yeah.
The other one is like the onus is on you to get off the platform.
Or read your terms and conditions. If you're concerned about opacity, like.
Well, I don't even know if does that even help you? You don't actually know. I thought that was part of it. Like that doesn't tell you we sold it to Microsoft.
No, I guess it doesn't tell you that. It would tell you
I'm kind of
we
assuming,
will sell it.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I've
people.
kind of assumed that like basically what we've said so far is the thrust of the terms and
What's
conditions.
In there? It's like be okay with this.
Yeah.
I think there's more than that. Like you don't even own your photos and stuff once you upload them to Facebook. There's something like that.
Maybe I assumed that like I have given it to the internet.
like a boat on the ocean.
Like for instance, our old episodes that we deleted from iTunes are on. You could search for them right now in 5 seconds.
Someone archived them.
There's a website.
Who archived?
No, it's a website.
It just happens automatically.
It's probably 5 or 6 down on the list. It's super popular, and it just automatically archives all.
I'm with you.
Uploads.
I do kind of feel that way about the internet. I mean, if you put it out there, some copy of it is going to exist.
Yeah, people are running
everywhere.
Scripts to copy things.
Yeah.
So but is that? I think people are pretty resistant to the notion that you have the responsibility to not spend as much time on that platform if you don't like it.
Yeah. How important generally do you feel like anonymity is on the web? Now, I say that we do this podcast, you show your face, you say your name, we know which city we're in. We clearly are not that concerned with anonymity.
I probably would be surprised at how much someone could know about me.
Yeah, I think
based on purely public, not the second order data.
No, I think so. Especially if they like connected, I don't know, if they connected
like a PI, a private investigator.
If they found your Reddit account and found your YouTube channel, like start to build a profile of every comment you've ever made anywhere, like I think they could know a lot about you. They can know a lot about me, definitely. So
I might be making this up, but I feel like I've heard that the data from some of this stuff had predictive power. What was it? It's a story like basically the thing knew the lady was pregnant before she did.
Oh, yeah. Like she started getting ads from Target or something. Yeah. That's funny.
That's remarkable.
It is incredible, yeah.
I don't know if it's wrong or bad, but it's super interesting that like
it speaks to the power of it. The predictive power, yeah.
Like I don't know what led to that. Like we knew based on what you were doing, like you had sex this night, and then
pretty pregnant. A lot of pregnant women do that.
And it just
yeah.
I don't hear that happening all the time, so it's not like it's super reliable. But that story I've heard.
Well, the other piece of this, you and I were chatting just a bit earlier, and maybe this is a bit of a rabbit trail about Twitter and what's going on there, and solving the bot problem. But like, that's the other way some of this data can be used, or comment scraping, for machine learning to then train bots to seem very human and sway public sentiment by flooding however many comments worth of bots. Like I found yesterday, there's a whole subreddit. It might be called Simulated Subreddit or Subreddit
No way.
Simulator or something. The whole subreddit is bots talking to each other, and they are machine learning bots that have they're like language modeling or something. So they've like learned language, and some of it's pretty off the wall, sort of. Clearly that was written by a bot or whatever. But you have all these different bots that are all modeled on different subreddits that they've learned from, the kinds of comments that happen on these different subreddits, and they all meet in this one sub. And so you're seeing
That's
like
amazing.
a bot that represents a subreddit's personality because of all the comments it's digested from that subreddit, all interacting with each other. It's wild, man. Yeah, check it out. But they look very, I don't know. It's going to be a difficult
what you were saying, though,
future.
is like what's interesting about Elon's proposed changes to Twitter is the verification that you are a human being.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think, well, let's just name, I don't know if we are dancing around it. We don't need to. But like the idea that maybe some of these data are used to sway kind of these larger than life things rather than whether you're going to get Cheerios or Fruit Loops.
Right.
It's like, will it sway a whole election?
Well, if it can do one, why not? Let's just see how far swaying can happen. From if we can convince people to buy Cheerios and we can convey mass sentiment through usage of bots, what else can we sway?
Yeah. I don't know about the bot thing. That's trouble. That feels a little bit different from the data, maybe. Can you connect why the bot and data thing are related?
I guess I was imagining bots trained on data that's been
that simulator.
So I'm imagining a bot that's read every comment I've ever made and is now posing as me, and they could probably do a pretty good job,
Mm-hmm. So just like to push back against that in favor of like the status quo, I guess, which has its problems, of course. But what do we already do? Well, we allow. So presumably someone would have to pay or expend resources to get that data to deploy it for their purposes.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we already allow politicians to spend money, or people who support politicians to spend money to sway people.
Mm-hmm.
Political signage.
Yep.
Advertisements on Facebook, just a paid advo for somebody. Billboards, TV spots, radio spots. And we don't have a problem with that. The idea of expending resources to put a message in front of people is not.
That's fine.
And now with the social media age, it's really well tailored to deliver that to the person that you want.
Yeah. The person most likely to be swayed is the one who will see it. Yeah.
Right?
Great. Again, I'm fine with targeted advertising. I would much rather be advertised the things I'm interested in than the things I'm not.
So is it a worry that like to he who has the most money goes the victory?
No, my issue with the bot thing is I wouldn't want
what seems like public opinion is not.
Exactly. There's something deceptive about it that at least when I'm being advertised to, there's a little thing that says sponsored, and I know that's an ad.
Yes.
But when it's bots, the posing as real people, and there's no way for me to tell the difference, it would frighten me if he who had the most resources could deploy the most bots and sway the most opinion. That would be a deceptive way to change my mind. I would feel like you're changing my understanding of the majority opinion.
Because there is I was about to name it, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Would it be like a group pressure bias, or what would be a better term for that?
Conformity bias or something? Yeah.
When you know that something is like a widely held majority, you're like, ugh.
I don't want to be the outlier.
Right. I better have extra good reasons. And for those that are more on the fence or don't feel like they have the time to investigate something, I'll probably just go with the flock.
Well, we use that as a proxy sometimes to save time. I can't do all the research on this issue. Most people seem to agree it's this way. I guess for now I'll side with most.
Have I brought this up before? The efficacy of the poll, the audience from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh. Why does that ring a bell? I don't know if you did.
I might
or
have
someone
told
else
this to you
did recently,
privately, but yeah, it has like a plus 90% plus success rate when you ask the audience is it A, B, C, or D, and like 90% of the time they are right.
Polling
like
the crowd works.
The plurality.
Yep.
It could only be like 37% thought it.
Yeah.
Like 20, 25,
Yep.
where 37% is the highest. So it's not like the majority thought it.
Yep.
Just the plurality. That's usually right.
That's like I don't know if you've heard this with a jelly bean guessing contest that if you average all of everybody else's guesses, you'll probably get the right answer, or be very, very close to it.
Oh, eavesdrop 10 people in a row?
Take a look at what everyone else has written down, assuming it's a list or you can see them or something. And if you average them all, you will be the closest.
Yes, dude. That's so cool.
You like that?
I'm literally going to remember that forever and do that now.
I hope you do it next time you come across one of these comps.
That's great.
Isn't it good?
You have to get the data.
Yeah, you need to get the data. So if it's one of these, they're folding them up and putting them in the fishbowl, you got to be very sly.
You can kind of look in that jar.
You'd have to get all of them, though. You need all the data points. Well, more accurate, more data points. Yes. There you go. Yeah.
I'll start with 10 of them.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. So the power of polling the crowds.
So to loop that in, if I'm seeing social media posts or like Reddit comments getting all these upvotes, you can feel like a real dingus for disagreeing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, am I the crazy one? When in fact, in this like kind of, maybe it's really happening now, in this bizarro world where bots are the majority of those likes, upvotes, what have you, then it's falsely indicating that there is this majority view. Yeah. And swaying people unnecessarily or unjustifiably.
So that
I don't like that.
That to me is an unsolved.
Do we know how big of a problem it is?
Looming. Oh, pretty rampant on Twitter, man.
And how do they know that? Is that just propaganda stuff?
Well, I mean, at least what I've seen have been the times when it's most egregious are the same comment posted by different profiles with different avatar names and photos or whatever in YouTube comments or Twitter comments. And it's like the same little copy pasta thing that's been botted a bunch. So maybe Elon solves it. I don't know. But either way, I am concerned about what bots can do with our data. Particularly
when that bot is energized by data.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't
the
like
machine learning is getting crazy. Well, I just told you the other day. Sorry, this is an aside, but I just told you the other day about Dolly 2. Did you check that out? Did you click on that?
Yeah.
The AI it understands language. You type in a sentence of what you want to see, and it will generate hundreds of unique, original pictures of that thing. I want to see a koala riding a skateboard in Times Square. And there you have it in every art style, every photography style, from every angle you could possibly want.
That's amazing.
Just because it knows what a koala is, skateboard in Times Square, and it knows what riding is. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable how fast they're making these advances in these AIs that understand language. I was thinking the other day, sorry,
no.
I am rambling, but I'm interested in this. I was thinking the other day, what would the next step be? Once an AI can understand language, could you have, maybe this would be a terrible social experiment. I was imagining, could you have an AI therapist that, again, they're not trying to give you advice or solve your problems, but they allow you they interact with the things that you say to steer you towards self-discovery, and self-revelation as you find yourself saying things out loud, and they uncover, why do you feel that way? Or whatever they would ask you. It got me thinking about, is what's therapeutic about that relationship? Is it being with another human? Like, what is it that's healing about the therapeutic relationship? Is it that? Or is it this human leads me to utter things that are self-revelatory? Like I name things and discover things about myself because of what they've pulled out of me. And if it's that, could that be done?
Outsource that.
Could that be done with a machine? Yeah, I don't know. There would be a mirror of sorts. Anyway.
Well,
bit of a dovetail there from data, but
I just don't really know how to put the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're no experts on legislation, but what kind of law could you make that actually, if it is a problem, really solves it? Because people are voluntarily.
Yep.
I get that the social media companies, it's like, as a social dilemma puts it, it's a supercomputer aimed at your brain and is designed to harness the worst parts of you.
To addict you and all
right,
that,
and to make you use the platform longer and to engage with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that that's happening, but and so it can seem like I'm not totally volitionally, I'm just kind of mindlessly scrolling. But hey, I don't know, even like I turned it on and I went there to the platform. that's what makes it tough. I just don't know how you can legislate against that activity.
No, I'm with you.
You're going to ban social media? Like, that's not on the table.
Seems
but
like a mistake. I think you're right. I think it's individuals taking it into their own hands if they care about it that much. Like, if I really wanted to wipe all my profiles, now maybe some stuff lives on Wayback Machine and it's archived forever, but if I wanted to start some fresh internet presence, all new accounts, use a VPN, so everything I'm doing, nobody can tie it back to this IP or whatever. I guess I could do that and just be very careful in the kinds of things I'd post about or something.
How about this, man? Let me throw this your way. Just thought of this. We're talking, right?
That's it.
I feel like there are some laws about like wiretapping. So I could not, minus the B&E, like breaking and entering, or even if, I'm sure I could put something on the outside of a house, or if it's my neighbor, maybe I have a strong enough radio to detect what's going on inside. But I think there's some laws in some states that prevent you from recording people private conversations. I think there's like one-party consent, two-party consent. There's a difference among the states, but like the fact that that's on the books then is at least some precedent to make it illegal for a company to collect data that I'm not aware of. That second order layer that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So although I'm liable for punching in that
Submitting
I lost
the birthday. Yeah.
Hey, I am. But that second order layer, maybe you don't have my consent to gather it, and thus you can make it illegal. I mean, a legislature could do that.
Yeah.
And if you were caught doing it, kind of like, I mean, I just didn't mean earlier to say that there's no way that we could legislate out of this problem. Perhaps, for instance, we have made insider trading illegal. That's on the books. You're not allowed to do that. We didn't have to do that, but we did because there's something really unfair or whatever about it. So
it also hasn't stopped insider trading.
Some people you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Some people have been prosecuted and are in jail. So obviously, it's not a perfect success rate.
I hear what you're saying. I think the counter argument could be, I could understand that. So you're saying it would be illegal for Facebook to collect this level 2 data.
You're like, but it's a company that wants to make extra money in this way. So does the insider trading guy. That's not a good enough reason to make it legal. Like, it's not good. It's not good for us.
What if it was, we want to improve user experience we want to gather data on our users so we know how to improve our product for them. We want to improve our website. We want to make their feeds more engaging for them.
That seems different than selling it to another company.
It's the selling that becomes
where
I don't know.
Then now you're in the limiting liberty discussion of corporations.
We always end up back there.
It does for me when it comes to law.
Yeah.
Is there anything like, I don't know, is there any other takeaways about advice? Like what should I or should I not be posting online? I have seen here's something. I've seen some people that I know like be extremely hesitant about naming their children online. Not in general. In general. I'm waiting for them to decide.
Yeah.
You're number one right now. Like I've seen like H. If I were my daughter Hannah, I would forever refer to her as H in all online spheres. I'm just wondering, does that do anything? They already know.
Does that do much? Man, they're gonna know. I definitely. Do you have to give Facebook your social security number? You don't, right?
No.
Okay. I'll just check it. It's banks and stuff. They want that.
I think that deserves its own public service announcement. I think it's only government stuff. No one else should ever have that.
Oh, well, I mean, definitely financial institutions because it's relating to tax. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I'm just thinking, or any kind of credit check or anything like that. I'm thinking, if they have your social, they know who your kids are because they all know what insurance you've got. And
if someone asks you for a social security number, they are not affiliated with Open to Truth.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, does just calling it H really help you? I don't know. Best practices.
Like people have, I think people have developed some little personal ethics around what data they share.
I don't post vacation pics when I'm on vacation because people will know I'm not home and maybe break into my house.
Yep.
That's a thing.
I guess that's fine. That's a little bit different from what we're talking about.
I think it just goes back to that. Look, you've probably put out more info than you realize.
Yeah.
Just know that like, if it was someone's job at the CIA, if they just got assigned you, they could put together a pretty robust profile, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So if that concerns you for whatever reason, because I know many people will just say, I've got nothing to hide. Okay. All right.
It's scary to think about everything becoming public, or think of the mass chaos there would be in the world if all these profiles that were made about people became public.
Like the CIA, the imaginary CIA profile on Clint.
Yes. Or do you not, the social dilemma certainly imply that there are such things within their database for each user.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would think so.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you take it to the CIA, though, they can get stuff like traffic cams and when you swiped your card at Walmart and then you hopped in the car and drove down that street. Like, they can put all of that together.
Yep.
They're surveilled a lot more than we think, probably. More than I think, rather.
It's super serious. Yeah. You would not want everyone everywhere to have access to all of that.
No.
Right? Can we start there?
Yeah. I would not want everyone everywhere to have access to all of that.
We need to limit access to data.
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. It looks like an issue with the router and Echo device, so try restarting them. Unplug both of them, then plug the router back in. Wait 30 seconds. Once the router is back on and connected to the internet, plug in the Echo device.
Do you hear that every time there's an internet problem?
No.
That's a long series of instructions.
I think one of us must have said her name or something, or she thought we did. She's not hooked up. I don't use her. I never hear from her.
That's perfect, dude.
She just piped up. It seems like you're talking about AI.
I don't like very much what you're talking about. Yeah. All right. Well.
Sorry. I think where we were was we don't want everyone everywhere to have all of that data, that profile.
Yeah. So getting back to I don't know if you ever actually pose it this way, but do I have a right to my data privacy?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, like if we don't want that world, then it seems like we are saying yes to I do have. I have a right, or at least it would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Those are different. For that to all be released, do I have a right?
A right for that to stay private.
Can Facebook share that with whomever they want? Or is there some kind of CIA deal where information from all those sources are to them, and there's this like dossier on everyone that's really exhaustive?
Because I think I want the CIA man to be able to do all of that to the terrorist and track him down and stop him before the bomb goes off.
Yep.
That's great.
There's great use cases.
Yeah.
A little bit Minority Report land, too.
I know.
You can you probably could.
Yeah, man.
That's the whole point.
I mean, it's never been closer to being
That's
real
a bit
life,
of the
right?
point of the show 24, is that they were trying to prevent terrorist acts.
Yeah.
And so you could kind of see movements of different equipment and goods.
Pattern recognition, and the AI says
something's about to happen.
Bomb's going to go off downtown. Yeah.
Just we can't get to the point where you get arrested.
For not committing a crime.
Yes.
Without having committed a crime.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're caught in the act trying to,
Yeah.
you're in trouble. If it's a week beforehand, I'm in my living room.
And planning it. Well.
That's funny, man. That's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, it's eerie, though.
Yeah, it is.
There's a whole movie made about that.
We should do one of those. An episode on a movie or a book. Did we do one on Joker when we watched that?
Mm-mm.
Or maybe we just debriefed that psychotic film on our own. Anyway.
I think that's all
That might be all I have. I just wanted to bounce it around. I know you and I have talked about it a bit, but never dived in. I might do a fresh start here. I've been thinking recently that there's too many breadcrumbs out there.
Oh, like you want to delete everything and start
Well, I don't
from
know if I
scratch?
would delete everything, but just start some new identity that is totally detached from this one.
Oh, and like
because like my music it's just literally my name, man.
Yeah,
it's just
you put your middle name.
Tony
in.
Robert Allen. That's me. So like if I ever want to engage in online communities and not have it tied back to my actual person, I probably need to make a brand new everything. We'll see. Do you have a VPN? Do you use a VPN?
No.
Okay.
I don't really know what they are.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess it is on this issue.
Yeah. A VPN is just so
ExpressVPN.
Yeah.
Don't want big tech tracking your every move online? It's simple in 2 clicks. Yeah.
Pretty much. Just hides your IP, routes all your traffic through some other IP so it can't be traced physically back to your location.
Yeah, I guess this isn't indicative of my feelings about it. I have not cared enough
to get one. You've heard about them. Don't care.
Is it something like, maybe this is helpful too, or something someone's thinking about on the topic, like why would anyone care unless you're being seedy?
Yeah, that I have nothing to hide piece.
Yeah.
Why would you care?
Why would you care about literally any of this if you don't have?
Well, I think the concern about
the social
bots and swaying opinions, that still all stands. Whether or not you have anything to hide, recognize that you're being influenced.
Yeah.
So it's not just about having your dirty secrets exposed to the interwebs.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, is there something about the ExpressVPN motivation does go beyond I want to protect. I don't want people to find out my secrets. It's I want to be in the fight against election swaying. You know what I mean? Why would I get one? I have family members that have said like, go get one. Just like everyone should have one. Huh. Why?
Can't give you a good answer, man.
Like,
I'm trying to. The only reason you would have one is to hide activity, right? Because you're trying to.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
You're trying to hide activity. Why would you want to hide activity? What kinds of activities might you want to hide? Maybe financial transactions that you don't want tied back to you. So you're going to be doing stuff in crypto, and you want it all anonymous. You're going to use a VPN so nobody knows that your house was the one that was used to initiate that transfer.
Here's the thing, though. Let me say this. This is a little bit weird to say, but
that's okay.
I think everyone has something to hide. There are, I say that to mean there are things that you have said or certainly thought that you don't want literally everyone to know.
Oh, yeah.
Because it would hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
It's a moment of weakness. You were being rude and mean and crass. Someone that you're trying to be, like it's part of your job to be hospitable to someone or kind, but maybe on an email or a text you said something uncouth. That maybe it was largely appropriate to be uncouth on the text, but is not appropriate for the masses. So I want that to be private.
Yeah.
You know? There are absolutely things that you and I talk about that will never be on the podcast.
Never. That's right.
On this podcast, you know, and in our stations in life. Like even honestly, even like the use of like harsher swear words.
Sure.
I would more likely use that off camera and on mic than, you know, than I do here. So, and I wouldn't want any of those texts or emails just out anywhere.
No.
So is that the reason behind a VPN? Like I'm worried that someday all that will come out, and so it's best just to have it in the dark.
I don't think it's that. I get the sense, and I could be wrong, I get the sense the ones who are strongly pushing VPN and how you should get one tend to be also like anti-government sort of. I don't want them to see what I'm doing or be able to track me or surveil me or just I want to be a sovereign individual and nobody knows where I am or how much money I have or where it's going. None of their business. Like
Ron Swanson and Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Ron Swanson would have a VPN.
He just has distrust of computers to begin with. But
Yeah. I think that's right.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
definitely things to think about and keep an eye on. It certainly has the potential to get wildly out of control. So
it's going to be interesting to see.
Hope that doesn't happen, I guess. That's the takeaway.
That's the takeaway. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you have anything to add, we missed anything, by all means, leave a comment on this YouTube video. If you're watching there, we'll respond to you, or you can write to us, mailbag@opentotruth.com. And we'd love to hear from you. So join the conversation. Stay curious.
Bye.